Hey everybody, welcome to our weekly team call. We are going to kick things off with some wins and shouts, but the things that I mainly want to cover today, the things that have come up this past week would be a little bit diving into niche. Those of you that are in a little thread with me, we talked about this a little bit yesterday. I want to expand upon it. So a little bit about niche marketing, RMA groups, and really me and Courtney were talking about this morning on a call, was the missing link in client results and client retention, which I think is going to help you guys a lot as well. And it's something you probably know, but you're not always seeing or focusing on. So let's just kick this call off with some wins of the week. So if there's somebody on your team or on the team or anywhere that you want to shout out, or something that you want to shout out that's come up for you this past week, let's take some time to celebrate that.
I'll go. So this Sunday was the Toronto Super Sunday. And I'd only been to one event, which was last April, and it was right after everything pretty much opened up here. So we didn't have like a super trainer, really any speakers come in. And it was actually where I met my success partner last year. So we went on Sunday together, had an awesome time, and I got to meet Julie Voorhees, which was amazing because everyone, like even you guys, you're always on my screen. So as much as I know you're real people, I've never seen you physically. So being able to see Julie physically was amazing. Little nervous to meet her because she's like really intimidating in meetings because she's got those eyes. But seeing her live, hearing a call live when you're there with the person is so different. Really lit a fire in my soul. And Wallace Caesar was the trainer. It was literally like a concert. Like everyone was going absolutely insane for him. Never done a live workout with a trainer either. So completely different. We didn't get to meet him because we didn't have VIP tickets, but when he was coming off the stage, he was like, no more pictures, I gotta go. And Denise, my success partner, and I was like, Amala, please, can we get a photo? And as he was coming down the stairs, he went behind us like this, and I clicked. My thumb did not hit the picture button. So I know, I see all your faces. I know, I was so upset. And I looked at her. I'm like, we're going to tell him the story at Summit, and we're going to get 2 pictures with him at Summit. So Sunday was a really new experience for me. So grateful. Totally lit a fire under my butt. And yeah.
Cool. Thanks for sharing that. So for those of you here in the US, we don't have a super weekend event in April like some Canadian cities do, where our next event is Summit. So definitely get your ticket to Summit. I know we plugged it last night we plugged it last week, but if you got on our Set Your Soul on Fire call last night, I wasn't speaking on it, but I was in the chat going freaking apey that everybody needs to be at Summit. Everybody needs to go. If you've gone before, especially, you need to go as a diamond coach because you need to get on the diamond track, which means getting to diamond by May 11th. If you've never been before and you're a new coach, the new coach track will serve you. But I will be honest that like what we teach you on our team, we teach you such elevated topics that like you really want to be on the diamond track. You really want to be there. But either way, just go. That's going to be coming up June 21st. And then the next super weekend event in the States will be July 14th weekend. So for those of you that are not familiar with super weekends, essentially every quarter throughout the year, we have all these little regional events. So like coaches get together and put it on for, the coaches in different parts of New York, different parts of California, different parts of Washington. So we have a map that you'll be able to look at and find regional events near you that you can attend, which is really powerful, not only to learn from other coaches and meet other people in your local area that are at these events, but also a great opportunity to bring people with you. They're really a face-to-face opportunity to learn on a more localized scale. And thanks for sharing that, Emmy. Anybody else want to share some wins from the week or shout anybody out on your team?
I've got one. So I recently have been doing the niching down, and I have found it so effective for me. It just makes posting so much easier. It's like, what am I going to talk about? I'm going to talk about what I always talk about. So it's so much easier to figure that out. and I feel more connected with what I'm saying. So I've had a lot more engagement. I have more pull activation in my stories, more conversations going, more genuine connections. And I actually just recently sent a cart to a girl who was like, I just need something to get back in the box. And it's been so long. And I was like, girl, I know the perfect thing for you. And I felt really passionate with my wording with when I sent her the sample and everything. She's like, do you sell these workouts? And it didn't feel weird. Like I was just like, I partner with a platform that uses these workouts. They're absolutely amazing. I said, I lost 50 pounds using these workouts and I just felt so inspired. I wanted to pay that forward. And she was like, oh my God, that's amazing. So she's looking at the information, but it felt natural to talk about it and not like, ooh, I'm selling. It was good.
I love it. I love it. And congratulations on just your incredible growth and evolution this entire time. Quick question for you, since we are diving a little bit into niche today, what are some of the things that you did that helped you? You were saying you really kind of trimmed down on what your niche is. Do you have maybe like 3 bullet points or things that you did that helped you kind of determine how to speak directly to your market?
We did a lot in our team calls with like figuring out our niching. So what really helped me is just what is something that I could talk about every day that I could like repurpose it and talk about it in different like thousands of ways, but still relating it to my niche. And help me really get like my mind around the idea of niching down. It sounds so hard because you're like, how am I just going to talk about nutrition all the time? Or how am I, for me, mine is time management. So how am I going to talk about time management every day and make it sound like I'm not saying the same thing over and over? Because it has so many different levels to it. And just making time for yourself helps you with so many things. So it's not that I'm not talking about everything. I'm just showing up that making time for yourself helps you in X, Y, and Z. But I can make that into 5,000 different posts and stories and reels. So it all relates to that for me. And it also too, I thought about what was it that I really needed when I started, because being a mom of 4 and working full time and trying to run multiple businesses, what do I struggle with? I struggle with making enough time for everything and giving myself to everybody but myself. So that was how I kind of figured out what would work best for me.
Thank you for sharing that. We're definitely going to dig into like the last part of what you said today. Really looking at who we were when we started this journey. And I actually have some journaling exercises to do with us. I sat down and wrote out the provocative questions that I have to ask myself when I revisit, when I lose track, because we all have to do this, right? We all need a swift kick in the behind from time to time. And it's very important that we're always showing how we're evolving. The reason, like, if you want to create attraction marketing, people need to see the evolution. They need to see the next version of you that they see themselves in, that they can step into. You need to be modeling that for them. So we're going to do some, for those of you that want to do it, you can stay on and do that with us. But before we tap into all that, does anybody else want to share some wins of the week or shout anybody else out?
Well, Jesse, do you want to go? Okay. I'm always like cutting people off. I'm sorry. I kind of wanted to follow Kayla because I feel like, well, really quickly, I want to shout out a woman on my team who was an active coach. She's not actively coaching right now, but she just reached out and asked if she could lead a 3-day refresh group. And I think I've really worked through a lot of things lately, and I'm going to go back to my own Facebook community. I'm just in a space where I think that's what my team needs to grow. So that's exciting that she wants to do that, and she's leading and she's super excited about it. But I wanted to follow what Kayla said, because I feel like in the last few weeks, I've really gotten dialed in on who I'm talking to. And a couple things that have helped me is, one, the topics that I was avoiding most are the very things that I am now posting more about, and it feels really good. But I think what sort of catapulted that was my healing through it. And so, if you know my story, it's a long infertility story. And I had it was a long road. And I think until I was ready to realize that I needed to heal through my own journey, and I've taken some of those steps, I wasn't ready to really talk about it. I did a reel just on a whim. I created my own version of it and it went viral. And I mean, I think now I'm up to like 600 new followers. It's insanity. That doesn't mean they'll stay, but what that was for me was like confirmation that what I'm feeling is something that other women are feeling too. And it just gave me permission. It felt really good to then just start to explore that path. And like Kayla, I'll say this, now that I'm focused in on what I'm talking about, it is so easy, so fast. So I'm not like, it would take me hours to post, you guys. Like, and it just makes it feel so much easier. And I'm like, if you're new-ish or like I'm in year 3, it has taken me this long to figure it out. But what I know is that everything that I've done up to this point led me to this. And for me, like, you can't miss the point of the journey because the point is you and your growth and your healing. And it's the coolest thing to sort of step into that space. And I'm like very new into like deciding my niche, but it just feels really good. So I encourage you, like the thing that hurts the most or feels the worst, or that's the thing that I feel like has helped me healing through it, like be able to show up authentically and connect with other people in a real way. So
Thanks for sharing that. How incredibly cool. And the whole 3 years that you've been healing and growing and stepping into this space, you've also built a business in the process. Like how cool that evolution was also not just impactful for you, but impactful for other people that you were able to serve through your growth. It's really cool. Jessie, do you want to share?
Yeah, yes, I'll go really quick. So I would just say like Sasha is crushing it, and I just love that she's here. I mean, she did the gut protocol with me last month and saw just amazing results, and hearing like, I won't share all the details, but incredible things have happened to her from the gut protocol, and just seeing her in like the bestie challenge, and she's just like showing up and inspiring me. It's just like such a beautiful thing. I love her so much. And so I'm so happy she's here, and she's coming down to Seattle to do the yoga class at my house in 2 weekends. So I'm so excited about that. And just like, like I just went to Legoland with my family, and vacations for me used to be like, I'd go off the rails and eat like crazy. And I just didn't know how to not do that. And like, after doing the gut protocol, I feel like very inspired to like still eat well. Like I still had treats, I still had ice cream, and I had some cheesecake, but like I came back and I was down a pound. And it used to be like I would gain 5 pounds every time I went on a trip. That's just what I did. And it didn't feel hard. It felt really easy. So that's just so cool. And I'm really, like you'd mentioned last week about like, if you've got big goals, you got to do something different. And so I'm really committed to doing power hours because it's so powerful, and it's so incredible that we have these power hours led by amazing women, and they just like lead you through what you need to do in 1 hour. I can get everything I need to get done in 1 hour. Cause the same thing, like mom, house manager, like grocery shopping, all the things, the list is endless, and so knowing that I can get a lot done in an hour is really powerful. So I'm committing to that.
Thanks for sharing that, Jessie. Sasha, is there anything you wanted to share before we move forward?
Well, first, like Jessie's amazing. I'm so happy to be part of this community, and she invited me. And after the call last week, I had just taken a walk. I work at the courthouse, like taking a walk through, like I had to go talk to another judge, or I'm not a judge, but judge that wasn't my judge. And she was like, "You look amazing. Like, what are you doing?" And it's easy for me to brush that off and just be like, "Oh, no, I don't. Thank you." But like, I actually told her what I was doing and talked, like I was really excited, and she wants more information. And then I left her chambers, and another woman said the exact same thing. Like, "What are you doing?" And I talked, I was very excited, and she's a single mom, and she has time management issues, as was mentioned, by Kayla, I think. And we got to talk about it. And I went the next day, and Jessie was out of town. So I messaged Meredith and Jessie, and I was like, I need help. This is my first time doing this. And so we got to talk, and she's gonna, she wants to sign up at the end of April for the May. So I'm gonna work on follow-up with her. But I just wanted to like share too, like Jessica, thank you for sharing that, because I have been like in the shower this morning, even thinking about like what's my niche? Where am I going to find this? Like I don't feel like I've had my issue is like I've had an amazing mental headspace shift. I don't feel like I've had I mean, I can tell in my body, but what do they say? Like it's a certain amount of time for you to notice the people close to you and then the outside world. And I feel like I haven't had an outside world transformation yet for people to notice, but I've had such a huge mental headspace shift. And I know I'm dealing with infertility, and I signed up in end of December when I had just hit my bottom with being a new mom, and we're working on trying to have our second child. And, I've had 9 pregnancy losses, and I had one in February shortly after I signed up, and I wanted to give up and not do this anymore. But Jesse got me signed back in March, like, let's do this program. And I have felt so amazing since then. And I have that to share. And I didn't even think about that. So I needed to be here so I can share that on my platform and with other women, because it has healed me in a way. That was the last loss. That was the 9th loss. But the 8 before that, I didn't bounce back this quickly. And it doesn't mean it doesn't hurt, but my brain kept me stuck in the mud for so, so long. And I just want to say, like, I needed to be here to hear your share, Jessica. So thank you.
Oh, Sasha, if you can't stay on today for work, you're going to have to come back and do the journal stuff later, because I really think it'll be like hearing you say, like, I wasn't sure about my niche. And it's like, it's coming, right? So I think that'll really help you. And thanks for sharing all that. And just also a reminder that, changes that you experience as you step into this new version of you and our program and this ongoing evolution, it won't always be physical, but people will identify your growth and your evolution outside of a physical way. It is physical in energy body, right? It is physical in so many other elements. So never discount it if you feel like the scale isn't moving, the body isn't changing, or like, you are changing, and people, that is magnetizing, right? So never forget that. Okay, so I think that's actually a really great segue into one of the things me and Courtney were talking about this morning, which had to do with client results and client retention. See, Courtney, I saw you take your camera off. He was like, this is the perfect time to talk about it. Do you with a shit bag, do you want to lead, or do you want me to just lead into it?
Why don't you start, and when I get passion sweaty, I'll unmute myself.
Okay.
And just start yelling into the camera as I do.
Everybody loves it when Courtney gets passion sweaty. Okay, so as we were chatting this morning, we were chatting about many things, but one of the things we had identified, and it is literally like an ongoing issue that never goes away. But it's literally the 1 degree that can transform your business and your life forevermore. And it's the 1 degree where I feel like a lot of people are hitting their heads up against the wall as why can't they build this business, or end up playing the comparison game. Like, why is that woman's team doing so well and that woman's clients succeeding and mine aren't? Okay. And I think this is a really great segue, because one of the things I would like to highlight and shout out in Jessie as a leader is one of the things she came in and was really nutrition focused. Like, she loves the workouts, but Jessie talks nutrition till the day is done. And actually, she's going to be in Amwala's test group. She got asked to be in the test group, and she hit me up the other day and was like, well, what do I do for inviting people into my groups now? Like, I'm going to be doing a different workout program. And I said, it doesn't matter, because what you've been leading with is what you always need to lead with, and that's the nutrition. And that's where we carry something totally different than anybody else. Yes, we have community. Yes, we have this opportunity to pot up like this and really work on our goals long-term, not just for ourselves, but for a business and a way to impact others. Yes, we have that, but Peloton doesn't have the nutrition. So-and-so doesn't have, you can get online workouts everywhere, but you can't get not just nutrition, like meal plans and programming, but nutrition education everywhere. And one of the things that we noticed, and I will say it happens all the time, is in our cool challenge. Yeah, you got like, those of you that are doing the 21-day fix with us in our challenge group, we've got like 500 comments on one thread a day, right? Every single comment, every single post, 99.9% of the time is a sweaty selfie, is a fitness post. No one's talking about their nutrition. Open up the weekly nutrition posts, and there's very few comments. And even in working with my partner, I can tell you, like, she's told me, like, she needs to button up her nutrition. I know I can button up my nutrition, right? And the epidemic is really what it is, the word I'm looking for, the epidemic in the business where you feel like your clients aren't getting results, you're not getting results. And I don't just mean in your physical self, I mean in your business, is when you're not actually doing the program. You are doing some workouts. You're kind of sort of using the containers, kind of sort of following 2B mindset, but you're not all in. When you actually commit to the program, the nutrition side, that's when real transformation happens. That's when real growth happens. That's the thing that Jessica was talking about. Like, I know you weren't talking nutrition per se, but you were saying that thing that you don't want to do, the thing you don't want to share, the thing you don't want to have to fully like lean into. And for a lot of us, I think that's, you know, the nutrition end of it. It's like when you do that, that's when it gets real. And if you've ever been like, I'm really struggling to coach other people, it's probably because you're not doing the thing that you're asking other people to do. If you're asking someone to go all in on 2B mindset, learn the program, this is going to help you lose weight, this is going to help you feel your best, or portion fix, or what have you, and you're not doing it, you're not walking your talk, do you think your client is going to do something that you're not modeling, right? And so as we were talking about this today, we were actually discussing one of Courtney's new team members on her team and the results she's getting from going all in. Do you want to share a little bit about that, Courtney?
Yes. And I was going to share a little bit about that for sure. And then also just a reminder that, like, this is our business. This is our business. Our business is to work on ourselves. Our business is to get in the best shape of our lives and to feel our best. And I was sharing, whoa, there's a giant military plane over there. Really cool. Okay, sorry. Real cool. I was sharing on my team call last night with my girls. When I joined 21 Day Fix, I was doing CrossFit 5 days a week, an hour a day. Yes, Autumn's workouts are absolutely amazing. And I love the way I love the music, I love the motivation, I love everything about it. But it wasn't 30-minute workouts that changed my body. It was doing the portion fix, and it was drinking the Shakeology. That's what changed my body, and that's what got a lot of people to sign up. That's what got my initial transformation. And it's incredible because I have a woman on my team right now, actually my partner in the challenge, that is also a CrossFit coach, works out of the gym all the time, owns a gym. So she's at the gym all the time. She's like, yeah, the workouts are great. They're like accessory work for me that I forget to do. She's like, but Courtney, I've lost 10 pounds in 2 weeks doing 2B mindset. And I'm like, dude, you're the tiniest person I know. What do you mean lost 10 pounds? She goes, I have lost 10 pounds of inflammation in 2 weeks from following the nutrition plan and drinking Shakeology. And I'm like, yes, like that is exactly it. This is what we get to lean into. And a lot of the women on my team are hosting free groups next week to try to get women to do round 2 of 21 Day Fix with us. And so with the free group, I'm having them invite all their friends and family members and everybody in to like test out the programs, right? Test out the meal plans, test out everything, whatever they want to do. But part of it is them sharing their 21-day transformation from the 21 Day Fix in the group to show people what can happen in 21 days. And that's what I did my very first 21 Day Fix. Like, crushed it. I did the free group, and in that group I shared my transformation. And then I went live talking about it in the group, getting very vulnerable and open. And that's really where the magic was, is people seeing it for the first time and like hearing my story. Now, some of the women that are hosting free groups are like, oh, but my transformation isn't that great. Meredith and I, even this morning, were talking. I'm gonna tell everybody, Meredith. We were talking and we were like, yeah, our nutrition hasn't been that great. We've been like, the workouts are awesome, but we haven't really seen that much of a change in our body. And I'm going to tell all of you exactly what I told Meredith and what I told my team last night. Tighten up. Like, tighten up. This is our job. Our job is to follow a meal plan and feel our absolute best and inspire everybody else to do the same. And I'll never forget, and I told this story last night, I told Meredith this morning, when I got invited to, we learned about being a coach for a long time and waiting for opportunities. I got invited to the Job One test group 4 years into my coaching business, 4 or 5 into my coaching business. And week 1, I crushed it. Week 2, I was in St. Martin on a trip, freaking drinking beers for breakfast and eating cheeseburgers for dinner, like doing the 20-minute workouts, but not honing in on my nutrition. And I knew that I had 2 choices when I got home from St. Martin. I could get, and right now I'm telling you too, you all have 2 choices right now. I could have said, you know what? I messed up. I messed up my opportunity. It is what it is. I just won't share my results at the end, and I just won't try. Or when I chose option number 2, I said, Courtney, this is your freaking opportunity. This is your first opportunity for a test group. Just because you had a bad week doesn't mean you have to have a bad freaking test group. And that last week, you guys, I did Portion Fix to a T. And I mean, to like dot my I's, cross my T's, like to a freaking T. I actually did Portion Fix the competition plan because I was like, I'm in a competition with myself to have the best possible life possible. I'm not asking anybody to like go on some crazy deprivation diet. I'm asking you to try the programs and make sure they work. So when you're talking to people about them, you can say like authentically that you feel amazing. And let me tell you, my Job One results were bomb. I looked amazing. And not just after the first round, but then the second round is where like the magic really happened. And so I'm encouraging, and I know everybody has a different experience here. Some people have had incredible experiences with T25, and that's what you want to do in May, and that's awesome. But honestly, I told all my girls, like, if you're loving 21-day fix, get results, but go all in with your second group and get even better results and just keep sharing, because we're not selling a 21-day program. We're selling a lifestyle that's sustainable for people, that people can do month after month after month, and they have the up week and they have the flexibility in their nutrition to go out there and have a beer for breakfast if that's what's going on in your life, and know they have something to hop back into that's going to get them incredible results. And I think one of the reasons that Job One sold so well for me is because I was very upfront and honest with people. I'm like, in week 2, I was a hot mess. But guess what? I got back onto the program that I know works, and these are my results. And that's what people want. So if you are in your 3rd week of 21-day fix right now, and you're feeling that, just know that like you have the opportunity to make the decision right now to do whatever you want to do. You can just throw it all away, and that's fine. That's not what a business owner does. A business owner gets back up and says, this is what I'm going to do, and freaking makes it happen. I know that kind of got off topic a little bit, Meredith, but it's the nutrition, y'all.
It's not off topic at all. It's right on topic. And that's where, when I said that if you're struggling with client results and retention, when I say results, I don't just mean your client seeing a result, okay? I mean your result with moving your customer to a coach that wants to build a business. I mean the retention in your business of your team, the people that are active versus inactive, the people who fall in love with all of our supplements and want to try every single program, and those that don't. It's the nutrition. Where you earn money initially in your business is going to be on nutrition supplements, right? As a body coach, you're going to help people get connected to nutrition solutions as well as fitness. And when they're a couple weeks in and they're getting great results, they're going to tie it more likely to the nutrition than to the fitness, because we all know nutrition is what matters. And number two, it's where everybody struggles the most. Okay. You're going to build muscle over time, but where you're going to see very physical results fast, where you're going to feel energy shifts fast, where you're going to sleep better fast, is all in the nutrition. So you have got, even if your clients aren't like doing every workout, skipping workouts, I don't freaking care. Get them drinking their Shakeology every single day. Get them drinking their Energize every single day. Get them following the Portion Fix or 2B Mindset every single day. And if you aren't, like Courtney just said, me and her, we're like, hey, we've got to rededicate, right? If that's the case, you need to start today, and you need to rally your people. Like, check in on them. If they're like, oh, I haven't started yet, or I'm just about to start, or I started and I fell off, like, okay, let's do this together. I'm all in right now. Let's do this. I watched an old reel of mine this morning. It was like me at 11 days into just following nutrition. And it was like night and day, the amount of inflammation my body was holding on to, right? So just to echo and support all of that. But that's the 1 degree tweak in so many of your businesses, and moving customers into coaches, and moving, PCs into partners that actually want to build a business. Like that, it's the nutrition's where it's at.
And you don't have to have some crazy dramatic before and after. You don't have to lose 10 pounds in order to have a successful business. Like, there are coaches like that are like, I look at Melissa McAllister, who's like a 1,000,000-time top 10 coach, and she's never had a drastic transformation within her body with these programs, but she talks about and advocates for nutrition all the time. And that's what people want. And here's the thing, I am not a big nutrition forward coach. I'm a workout forward coach because that's what I love to do. But just saying that it doesn't have to be this big, like, before and after photo. Like, I was talking with Shannon on our team last night, and she was like, she's been posting her progress along the way. And she was like, I didn't want to really post the progress because I hadn't like lost any weight or anything. And she was like, but she posted it anyway, because she was like, it wasn't about the weight loss. It was about my face. She was my freaking face in the photo. I was so happy in my last one because I was feeling good, keeping commitments to myself. And that's what I talked about in my caption. And it resonated with so many people. Didn't matter that I didn't lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks or whatever it is. I've lost 0 pounds since I started this. It was, for the first time in a year, I've kept this commitment to myself, and I'm doing this thing. And that was the post, that was the smile, and that freaking sells. That sells.
Facts tell, stories sell. It's just like what Sasha was saying. She's like, I don't feel like I've had a very physical transformation per se, but Sasha has been so committed to her nutrition, and it's showing up in so many other facets of her life, and people see it, right? So it all echoes how important it is to dial that in. So moving forward a little bit, because I do want to get into all of our niche topics today as well, and some really cool journal prompts for you guys to work with. Leading into it, since will be limited for time as far as marketing, pick what you're going to do right now, because we have just under 2 weeks for May. So after you do all the journaling today, I really think it's going to help you decide what you want to lead with, as far as if you're leading with T25, a super block, some other, 21 Day Fix super block, a body block, another program, nutrition only. Like, there is not one choice for you. You get to pick how you want to do this. So, I really think that our journal prompts will help you decide who you're speaking to clarify who you're speaking to, and which program you want to run, and then start your marketing materials, because again, it's under 2 weeks, and May 1st, the first Monday of May, when we start our May challenges, is coming up, right? And you can close up Success Club this month with new enrollments right now. Okay, so let me pull up some journal prompts. I'm gonna suggest that you guys pull out a piece of paper and a pencil, and we're gonna really journal on who you were when you came into Body. And that could be you a month ago, it could be you 2 weeks ago, it could be you 2 days ago, it could be you, 2 years ago, right? This is indefinite time for anybody. It's really about you, no matter how evolved you get, you're always going to, in some levels, be speaking to this new version of you that's come out, but you're also going to be speaking to the person you were a day ago, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, 3 weeks ago, 3 years ago, and leading with problem to solution, feel, felt, found. This is where I was, this is where I am, or this is what I'm working on right now, right? So people can see you evolving and see you as a North Star for them. So they know you're going the direction that they want to go. And it's almost like you're always 2 steps ahead of them so that they can keep following. Sometimes you might even be doing the tango. So the first thing I want you guys to journal on is, who were you when you found body? And when I say body, I'll say that loosely, like if you found your coach, you know, when you started to, maybe it's when you enrolled in your first challenge, maybe it's when you enrolled as a coach, but who were you when you first found body? What did you do for work? These are just some side questions you can kind of journal on. Where did you work? Were you studying, or were you newly certified or newly graduated? What was your family life like? Did you have kids? Were you pregnant? Were you single? What was your age? Your hobbies? Who were you when you found body? You can keep journaling or move on to the next question, which is, what were your struggles then? What were you praying and searching for solutions for? What were your struggles then? What were you praying and searching for solutions for? You can keep journaling. Or next question. What were some of your less than optimal habits that you wanted to change or that you felt stuck in? What were some of your, we'll call them less than optimal habits, call them bad habits, whatever you want to call them, less than optimal habits that you felt stuck in, or less than optimal habits that you wanted to change? And while you're journaling those, also take a moment to acknowledge or put feelings to those struggles, or put feelings to those habits that you kept. How did they make you feel? Get into the feeling tone of it. You can either keep journaling or move on to the next question, which is, what made you enroll with your body partner? Was this someone that was like a North Star to you? And if so, why? So they're kind of just side questions to kind of further develop what made you enroll with your body partner. Was it something they shared, said? How did you find them? Or did they find you? How did they make you feel? How did it make you feel? Like, did they give you hope, inspiration, add value, give you tangible tips that you could put into play? Were they just personable and relatable, professional? Did they look a certain way or sound a certain way? Did you see yourself in them as if like elements that they held were pieces of a version of you that you wanted to evolve into? So what made you enroll with your body partner? I was asked to repeat the first question. So those of you that are, the first one was, who were you when you found body? What did you do for work? Where did you work? Were you studying or newly certified, graduated? What was your family life like? Did you have kids? Were you pregnant? What was your age or hobbies? That was the first one. The one that we're on right now is, what made you enroll with your body partner? Maybe it was something they were sharing, the way they showed up, something you saw in them that you wanted for yourself. Next question, since starting on your journey with body, which problems that you originally came in with, which struggles that you originally came in with, have you either solved or are you currently working on solving? Since starting your journey with body, what problems that you originally came in with have you solved or are currently working on solving? What kind of progress are you seeing? What progress did you feel and experience, especially in those first 30 to 90 days? Let's really think about those first 30 to 90 days as well. I think that'll help you for where we're going with niche. You know, was it physical? Was it emotional, mental? But what's it about those first 30 to 90 days that kept you engaged? What was it in those first 30 to 90 days that kept you engaged, kept you leaning in, kept you going? Was it that you got a paycheck? Did you have a friend join you? Did you make a friend in the group? Did you see physical results, experience energy change, feel your relationships improve? So again, since starting your journey with body, what problems that you or struggles that you originally came in with, those struggles that you originally mentioned, how have you solved them, or which have you solved or which are you currently working on solving? What did those first 30 to 90 days provide you? What kind of transformation did you find for yourself? So from everything that you've already journaled, I think this is really going to help you put together, and it doesn't have to be your mission statement, and you might write this many different times over, but I want you to pause and really define whom you can help. And let me lead with the person you can help is whom you were, how you've already went from a struggle to a solution. So I can help blank, you can write this down. I can help blank transform or overcome their struggles with blank and experience or feel or achieve blank. So I'll say that again. And all you're doing is filling in the blanks with the things you already journaled. Like if you were a mom struggling with time management to fit in any sort of fitness, you could say, I can help moms who are struggling with time management, who have no room for fitness, right? I can help blank. I personally was a yoga teacher, right? I was a yoga teacher struggling with my finances, struggling to see results in my body, who desperately was struggling with body image, right? I can help her. So I can help blank. Next line is transform / overcome their struggle with blank. And experience, feel, achieve blank. And you might find that you can write this many times. Like I can write it for a way that I was a coach for coaching and a way for being a challenger. Like I was a yoga teacher struggling financially, and and who is desperately craving to build an online business. And I can help that woman transform or overcome her struggle of not knowing where to start and not having any money or not having any online wherewithal to achieve a life transforming business by utilizing our tools, our resource, and our coaching opportunity. I can also help a woman in her 30s who feels like she's doing everything right and eating holistically, but isn't seeing the results she wants. I can help her overcome her struggles with nutrition, overcome her struggles with her body, and experience the feeling of losing 10 pounds in her first 60 days. And I know I can do that for her because I did that for me, right? So you can write this over and over and over. I can help blank transform / overcome their struggles with blank and experience, feel, achieve blank. And you might end up journaling long after this call, but I really want to dial this piece of it home because I think you're going to really start to see who you're speaking to. Oh, we're going to keep going too. But hopefully this gives you a nice space for that. So since I'm down to the last few minutes of this call, I'm going to move forward so you guys can keep following up with this after the call. But I want you to go back to that original version of you that enrolled with Body, that original version of you that you first journaled on, that who was stuck, who was struggling, what she was doing at that time. Let's go back to her. And I want you to consider what kind of posts or content she might be looking at or looking for on social media. Like what would stop her scroll? Back then, what would you be scrolling for, and what would stop your scroll in your tracks? And you're like, I'm going to read this post. There's information in there that I need that's going to help me move forward in my life in the way that I need to move forward in. And maybe it wasn't the information. Maybe it was the way someone looked. Maybe it was a picture of a place. Like what was the content that version of you was looking at? What would stop your scroll? And this is the gut check question. Are you sharing that kind of content? Are you sharing that kind of content? Because if you want to reach her, if you want to stop her scroll, you need to be sharing that kind of content. My next question is, that version of you that was struggling back before you enrolled with Body or right around that time, who were you following then? Who were you excited to evolve into? Like, were you following a public figure, a celebrity, an athlete, an adventure person? Like, who were you following into that? And why were you following that person? What did he or she or this group of individuals look like, sound like, act like? Was there something in them that you were like, ooh, I'm attracted to that. I want that essence. I want to become that. That's like my next 2.0 layer. Who were you following them? What did they sound like? What attracted you to them? What was that next 2.0 layer that you wanted? And now the gut check question that goes along with that is, are you modeling that version of you for her? Are you showing that version, this 2.0 version of you online? And you might be thinking, yeah, I've been trying this 2.0 version of me, but without evolution, without continuing to evolve, it won't look like evolution to other people because they're evolving too. So if you think you're showing your 2.0 and you haven't been pushing your 2.5, 3.0, 3.5, like, are you modeling that next level version of you? This is the gut check I had to have the other day, big time. You all know me, like, I wash my hair and it's so stringy, it looks like I never brush it. It's like, okay, well, make an extra effort to probably brush my hair. Because the version of me that I was when I was a yoga teacher didn't want to be sweaty and stretchy pants all the time. She wanted to be professional. And that's how I saw evolution. And I still show up sweaty and stretchy pants all the time. That doesn't look like evolution probably to the yoga teacher that might want to grow a business. She might want to show up a little bit different because that's what I wanted. And so my last question, now that you've uncovered your struggles from when you started, are you speaking in your posts to solutions to those very issues that you struggled with in the beginning? Are you storytelling from problem to solution? Are you offering a gateway? So maybe you don't tell them what the solution is. Maybe the solution is the gateway. It's enrolling for your May group. It's stepping into the same nutrition resources that you use, utilizing the same plug and play meal plan that transformed everything for you, stepping into a community that keeps you accountable with mentorship that's worth literally $20, $30, $40,000 of mindset mentorship that helps you build an incredible business. And it lies on the other side of them clicking your link. Like, are you giving them that gateway, that call to action of problem to solution? And maybe the bigger question is, do you believe you even have the solution? Are you confidently sharing that? And now I know we do the color wheel exercise. If you haven't done it, you can always revisit it. I love to revisit it. It's really fun. It's a great way to just put into each pie piece, like, things about you to kind of see what you want to share, like kind of maybe like 3 or 4 genres of you that you want to share. But you don't just want to share them all willy-nilly. You've got to look at your genres, of the colors of you that you want to share, and look at who you were then to who you are today, or what you're evolving into. So if you're like, I am brand new to my journey, right? Because I had to do all this at the beginning of my journey too. If you're brand new to your journey, you're talking about where you're going. Like, this is what I've started on. I'm so excited for where I'm going. I would love to have other women that want to do this with me. I'm looking to link arms with other women who want to be on the same path that I'm on. It feels so good to go from a month ago to being here to being here. I'm so excited to see where I'm going to be in another month from now. Here's my goal of where I want to be in 2 years from now, right? Like, here's my North Star and my guiding light. I've been plugged in. I'm learning so much in the past 30 days. It's incredible to think how my mindset has changed radically from plugging into our weekly elevation calls. I'm so excited for in a year from now for this to be my story. Cast the vision so someone else can see where you're going and see themselves with you, moving with you. So, but if you do that color wheel, you can't just talk about the things. You have to correlate or relate those things to problem to solution. So if you're going to talk about body coaching and how you're a coach now, move it from problem to solution. If you're going to talk about nutrition or fitness, talk about where you are to where you were or where you are. And if you're not making every post problem to solution, that's fine, but then throw in some value tips, right? Or throw in a story about someone else on the team. Facts tell, stories tell. It's great to be a value-driven business, but what also provides a lot of value is showing people that you can take them from their struggle to a better place. Okay, that's all we really have time for today, but I really hope these journaling questions helped you really pin down maybe who you're speaking to, clarify some messaging around that, and helps you determine what you want to do, what you want to lead in May. Maybe it's solely nutrition, not even fitness. Who knows? Maybe you're going to tell people to go for a walk and do 2B mindset with you or gut protocol, right? Like, it is up to you what you do with all of these resources. You have complete and utter creativity to do whatever you want with them. Your work your work is to speak to the woman that you know you can help, and you pour into that and you show her confidently that you can take her from where she is to where you're going next, to where you are and where you're going next. I hope this helped. I love you guys. We'll see you on next week's team call and in our team page. Bye, y'all.